This time I'll show you how to make tsukemen dipping ramen, since this ramen is all about enjoying the smooth and chewy texture of the noodles. I made handmade noodles. However, store-bought white egg noodle or ramen noodles are perfectly fine too. In this recipe, I'll show you how to make a simple ramen soup using ground meat. I'll also demonstrate how to make soft boiled eggs and chashu pork in a frying pan. So please stay tuned until the end. Now I'm making 2 soft boiled eggs for the topping. Take them straight from the fridge and pierce the wider rounded end of each egg. This helps make the shells easier to peel after boiling. Place the eggs and 1/3 cup of water to a small pan. Cover and cook over medium-high heat for 3 minutes. Reduce to low heat and cook for 4 more minutes. Immediately place them in ice water. This time, I'm using pork belly to make chashu, but if you don't eat pork, use chicken thighs. Cut the ginger into a triangle to make it easier to crush with the knife. Also crush the green onion. Heat a frying pan over medium heat and add some oil. Add the ginger and green onion and saute. Once the ginger starts to smell aromatic, add the meat. If it's necessary, wrap it with a silicone band or butcher's twine. The silicone band is heat resistant up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 232 degrees Celsius, and can be reused. Wipe off excess fat with a paper towel as you sear the meat on all sides until browned. This should be enough, but brown it more if you like. Pour in 1 cup of water, then add 2 tablespoons of yellow sugar, 1 tablespoon of sake, and 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Cover and cook over medium heat for 12 minutes. Flip it once halfway through. Use a thermometer or insert a skewer all the way through and make sure the juice runs clear, then turn off the heat. Slice the meat into thick pieces, about ½ inch or 1 centimeter thick. Now I'll show you how to make the handmade noodles. First, bake 2 tablespoons of baking soda in 325 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius oven for 30 minutes. Dissolve the baked baking soda in water. The more baking soda you use, the stronger the distinct flavor of ramen noodle will be. Add 1 egg and mix it in without whipping. The more salt you use, the chewier the texture will be. But if you are watching your sodium intake, use just 1 teaspoon. Add the egg mixture and mix with chopsticks, or feel free to use a stand mixer. Once it becomes crumbly like this, knead it by hand. Fold the dough to mix in the remaining flour, then press it with the base of your palm. Knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it comes together. Then place it in a freezer bag and let it rest in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Use your heel to press and stretch the dough. Sprinkle cornstarch or potato starch on the cutting board and roll out the dough. Cut the dough in half and store 1 piece in a bag to keep it from drying out. Next, divide the dough into 3 pieces and roll out each one. The center was a bit thinner, so it's slightly larger. Wrap the dough around the rolling pin and place both hands at the center of the pin. While pressing down gently, move your hands outward. As you do this, the dough will stretch horizontally. Repeat this motion several times. Use the pasta machine to roll the dough to your desired thickness. If you don't have a pasta machine, fold the dough into thirds and cut it with a knife. Place leftover fresh noodles in single portions on a tray and freeze until firm. Once frozen, transfer to a freezer bag. When ready to use, add the noodles directly to boiling water and stir with chopsticks. Cook the noodles in boiling water for 1 to 2 minutes. Once the water is boiling, the noodles are ready. Drain the noodles in a strainer, then place them in cold water and stir with chopsticks. The noodles are hot, so avoid using your hands. Drain the noodles again, then place them in fresh water and wash them well to remove any sliminess. Now let's make the dipping soup. Slice the ginger thinly. If it's small, use 2 slices. Also slice 1 clove of garlic thinly. Cut the green onion into 1/4 inch, 6 mm pieces, and set it aside for topping. Place ground chicken or pork, sliced ginger, and 2 cups of water in a pot. Heat over medium-low. Once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to low. Add the garlic and cook for 5 minutes. Skim off any foam or scum with a mesh skimmer. Add 2 tablespoons of mirin and let the alcohol cook off. Home mirin contains alcohol. Filter the soup using a fine mesh strainer. Stir 1 teaspoon of yellow sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of dashi powder into the soup. Then add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, and a few drops of sesame oil. Menma can be purchased at the Asian grocery stores. It's sold under the name Young Bamboo Shoot. Top with chashu, soft-boiled eggs, and green onions, and the dipping soup is ready. Dip the noodles into the soup as you eat. Enjoy the smooth and chewy texture. The dipping sauce is strong, so if you'd like to drink it, dilute it with some broth or hot water.